Do you know what happens when a president or monarch passes away? Who is next in line for the position? In today's video, we'll be looking into the fascinating world of the order of succession. So, what is succession? Succession is the process by which power is transferred from one leader to another, either through hereditary or electoral means. It provides immediate continuity after an unexpected vacancy. In some cases, the successor takes up the full role of the previous office holder, while in others, a caretaker chosen by succession criteria assumes some or all of the responsibilities. In republics, succession usually occurs through a predefined order involving the vice president, chancellor, or prime minister, followed by various office holders of the legislative assembly or other governmental ministers. For example, in the United States, the vice president takes over if the president is unable to serve, followed by the Speaker of the House, and so on. In contrast, monarchies often have complex and intricate rules for determining succession. In hereditary monarchies, the order of succession determines who becomes the new monarch when the incumbent sovereign dies or otherwise vacates the throne. Such orders, derived from the rules established by law or tradition, usually specify an order of seniority, which is applied to indicate which relative of the previous monarch has the strongest claim to assume the throne. Succession in monarchies is a complex and diverse process, as it is shaped by the historical, cultural, and political factors unique to each country. While some general trends and systems can be identified, it is important to acknowledge that the methods of succession vary greatly from one monarchy to other. So let's check some of the succession laws. The first one is absolute primogeniture. This system involves the transfer of power to the firstborn child of the reigning monarch, regardless of gender. This approach has gained traction in recent years as a way to ensure gender equality within royal succession. Countries such as Sweden, Norway, Belgium, and the Netherlands have adopted absolute primogeniture, allowing daughters to inherit the throne just as sons can. Male preference primogeniture. In this system, male heirs are given preference over their female counterparts. If a monarch has no male children, the throne will pass to the eldest female child. However, if a male heir is born later, he will supersede his older sister in the line of succession. This system is still used in countries like Spain and Monaco, although there have been discussions about transitioning to absolute primogeniture. Male-only primogeniture is the system where only male descendants of the reigning monarch or royal family are eligible to inherit the throne. This model is used in Japan, where the chrysanthemum throne can only be occupied by male members of the imperial family. The Imperial Household Laws of 1947 governs the succession process in Japan, but there have been discussions about potentially revising the law due to concerns about the limited number of eligible male heirs. Agnatic seniority. This system prioritizes succession among the male relatives of the reigning monarch, often favoring brothers or male relatives from the father's side. The United Arab Emirates followed a variant of this system, with each of the 7 emirates governed by its own hereditary ruler known as an emir. Succession in each emirate involves consultation and consensus among the ruling family's senior members, aiming to select a candidate best suited to lead. Elective monarchy is the system involving the selection of a new monarch by a designated group of electors, often drawn from the nobility or other high-ranking officials. Historically, countries such as the Holy Roman Empire and the Kingdom of Poland used this system. Today, elective monarchies are rare, with one notable example being the Vatican, where the Pope is elected by the College of Cardinals, and the second one being Andorra, where one of the co-reigning monarchs is elected on the French presidential elections, making the president of France also the monarch. There are many more succession laws we could mention. For example, Salic law. This was ancient Frankish civil law code, also a synonym for agnatic succession, explicitly excluding females. This law restricted the pool of potential heirs to males, completely excluding females of the dynasty and their descendants from the succession. From the Middle Ages, another system of succession, known as cognatic male primogeniture, actually fulfilled apparent stipulations of the original Salic law, where succession is allowed also through the female lines, but excludes the females themselves in favor of their sons. For example, a grandfather without sons is succeeded by a son of his daughter, when the daughter in question is still alive. Then we have semi-salic law, which is a combination of the previous two systems, agnatic and cognatic succession. And this law reserves the succession to male descendants first, followed by female members of the dynasty if no male descendants remain. We also have proximity of blood. In this system, the person closest in degree of kinship to the sovereign succeeds, preferring males over females and elder over younger siblings. It has been used in cases where there is no clear successor or during times of political instability. When a monarch dies without a clear successor, a succession crisis often follows, and in the past, frequently resulting in a war of succession. For example, when King Charles IV of France died without a male heir, the senior line of House Capet, descended from Philip IV, became extinct. He was succeeded in Navarre by his niece, Joanne II, and in France by his paternal first cousin, Philip of Valois. However, the dispute on the succession to the French throne between the Valois monarchs descended in male line from Charles's grandfather, Philip III of France, and the English monarchs descended from Charles's sister Isabella, was a factor of the 100 Years' War. Understanding the order of succession is crucial to understanding the political landscape in both republics and monarchies. While the systems may differ in specifics, the underlying goal remains the same: to provide a stable and smooth transition of power. As we've seen, the order of succession in monarchies can be quite intricate, with numerous types of succession laws and systems in place. These laws have evolved over time to account for changing societal values, as evidenced by the shift from male preference primogeniture to absolute primogeniture in many European countries. Despite these changes, the core principle remains to ensure that the royal bloodline is maintained and that a suitable heir is prepared for the responsibilities of the ruling monarch. In republics, the order of succession typically involves a more straightforward process, with the next in line being a vice president, prime minister, or other high-ranking government official. By studying these different systems, we can gain valuable insight into the complexities of political structures and appreciate the delicate balance required to maintain stability and peace within a country. And what is a better way to start studying than checking out our other videos on the monarchy? So the next time you read about royal succession or change in political leadership, you'll have a better understanding of the intricate process and historical precedents at play.